Hello and welcome to my channel, and if you have already been to my channel, then welcome back. My name is Karina and I'm an expert in public relations and mass communications. Please let me know what you think about this background because I'm still unsure about it. I don't know, I want to see some opinions if you don't mind. In today's video, I'm going to talk about people's opinions and what they should mean and what they shouldn't mean. For example, right now I'm asking you about this background because I'm unsure about it, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to take every opinion as the ultimate truth and I'm going to make it about am I good with my YouTube channel or not. Let's say I'm bad in making YouTube videos because somebody disliked my background. I'm really curious about how this background is perceived by you because I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. I like flowers. I like it. I like the color. But also, is it better to have a little clear background on my channel, or is it good to have this flower behind me? I'm still unsure. Honestly, I don't know. Sometimes I feel I like it, sometimes I feel I don't. So I will appreciate opinions about it. So once we clear this, now let's talk about what others' opinions should and shouldn't mean for you. So how others perceive you shouldn't mean anything about your worthiness, because you're ultimately worthy as a person. And the fact that you're not somebody's cup of tea, or somebody doesn't necessarily like you as a person, or they don't like your work, or they don't like your product or service, that shouldn't be something that means something bad about you, because maybe that person perceives you in a bad way, but there are other people that will like you, like your personality, like what you do, and that should be in a way guidance that maybe that's not your potential client or your potential partner, or maybe that's not even a person that you should be around. Maybe you should redirect your attention elsewhere in order to create better partnerships and better friendships, but that shouldn't mean anything about your worthiness. You're worthy regardless. Now, you can use other people's opinions in order to learn how you can present yourself better in some situations, because maybe somebody perceives you in a wrong way, and maybe there's something in your looks, in your clothing, in the way that you behave, in your gestures, in your mimicry, that made them perceive you in the wrong way. Maybe you wanted to come across in a different way that you did, right? So in this way, other people's opinions may be kind of a guidance, because you can learn how to present yourself better the next time. Again, that doesn't mean you're not worthy. That doesn't mean you're ultimately a bad person. That doesn't mean anything about your character or your personality in general, but maybe it can be a guidance that you can work on your presentation next time to present yourself in a better way so that you can achieve different results. And ultimately that can connect you to the people that you truly need around you, that you're going to be building together, that they like you and you like them, that it is within your energy and within your vibration, right? And also it can teach you how to earn and command respect, because you ultimately deserve respect, and I believe that everybody should be treated with at least basic level of respect. But also, if, for example, if it happens so that you're constantly receiving disrespect, then you can learn from that feedback how you can put better boundaries and be a little more clear about behavior or actions that you will not tolerate. Because if somebody is speaking to you with disrespect or treating you with disrespect, that is something that you ultimately should put a boundary on and you shouldn't stand for, right? So you can learn how to command or earn respect, and you can also learn how you can defend yourself. Because in a lot of ways, some people may have wrong opinions about you that may not be based on the truth, that can be based on misrepresentation of you, or that can be based on certain actions that you took that are wrongly interpreted, right? So in this situation, yes, you can learn how to do better next time, but you also can learn how to defend yourself. You can use that information if you should defend yourself or not, right? Because sometimes when you are highly misrepresented and when there are things that are done wrong, or when there are like gossips or lies or slander about you, then you may need to clear that with certain people. With the people that matter, I would say. But sometimes you may need this information in order to protect yourself or in order to defend yourself in certain ways. And when I say defend yourself, I don't mean that you're going on the extreme of being defensive from every little thing. I also don't mean that you should chase people in order to explain to them something that they don't care to hear about. But there are situations that if you learn that something is said about you that is wrong, then you should clear it out in the most appropriate way. I remember in my previous job, there was a situation that, well, there is a colleague that ultimately she got fired because she was really not doing okay with the job. But there was this moment that she called and there was a client that she couldn't handle. So she ultimately gave me to speak directly to the client, not to her and instruct her, but actually to the client. And then I ended up the conversation with the client, and because I didn't want to bother her, because as far as I knew, she was handling the client, and I didn't want to like call her and interrupt her because I didn't know what's the situation. And I wrote to her several messages. If she needs help, she can contact me. And in the end, when she was on the way back home, she wrote to me a long message explaining to me the situation. Of course, it was really not the way she explained, but that's a whole different story. But ultimately, I know that from my side, I did what I could have done in order to help her, and I even talked directly to the client. Well, the next day, not the next day, after several days, but my direct manager was letting me know that she is no longer working for the company, and she also said that this particular colleague complained that I didn't help her. And in this particular situation, I took it upon myself to actually clear out with my direct manager, because I said, okay, just so you know, I know that this person is no longer on the job, and I know that this probably doesn't matter that much, but I want to be clear that this is what I did, because my direct manager, she didn't know that I actually spoke to the client. Okay, so that information was not given to her. So she was with the wrong idea, and probably that colleague thought that I could have helped more in some ways, but she wasn't correctly informed about the way that I actually helped. And I told my manager, hey, just so you know, because I want to clear out what was wrongly said about me. I didn't argue, I didn't get angry or anything like that, but I just want to let you know that I actually was speaking directly to the client, and then I wrote several messages to make sure that everything is okay, because I didn't want to interrupt whatever communication they had, right? And my manager reacted in a way like, oh, you spoke to the client, so how did the client sound? Because apparently this colleague was saying that the client was somehow one of those aggressive clients, or the client was somehow wrong. And there are situations in which the client is truly misbehaving. There are situations in which you have to handle rude clients, but that was not the case, because this client needed information that she wasn't given, basically. So when I told to my manager that I spoke to the client, she was like, oh, and how did the client sound? So in the way that she asked me, I understood that she was actually not informed that I spoke to the client, and she had that misleading information that I didn't help at all, when I actually did. Okay, so this is an example. Again, that is a situation in my past. I'm not angry about it. I didn't get angry about the whole situation, but this is a situation in the past that there is something that was wrongly presented about me, and I had to clear it out, right? So somebody's opinion doesn't have to say anything about you, doesn't have to be the ultimate truth about you, but sometimes when this opinion is created by misleading information or something that was said that was factually wrong, you may have to take it upon yourself to clarify the whole situation. And that brings me to the next point, that somebody's opinion about you or about anything is not the ultimate truth about you or about that thing. So you can use this opinion for information about this person, to learn about their mindset, but it's not the truth about you. Sometimes it may tell you something that is actually truthful about you, and if you notice certain thing like this, then you can take it and you should be accountable. You should be like, oh, okay, so this person has this opinion about me, and I truly factually did this and that was wrong. So I will try to do better next time. So sometimes it is true, and it really depends on where the opinion is coming from, who is stating it, what is that person's mindset, what is their psychological state or state of mind, etc. Because very often that is actually valuable feedback that you receive, but that's still not the ultimate truth about you. Because when you learn about something that you're doing wrong, you can actually change it. You can work on it and you can start doing better. So this is still not the ultimate truth about you. That is guidance. Somebody's opinion is guidance. It is information about the environment and about the world. And it could be information about how the world and how others perceive you, but you still have the freedom to work with that information the way that you see fit. Okay? And when somebody states an opinion, you should respect it. For sure, you should respect it because they have the right to their opinion. But again, you should decide what it means for you. You should decide what it means about you, right? You should decide that. You respect it, but still you don't make it necessarily true. You don't allow it to define who you are. You don't allow it to guide you in the wrong direction. Sometimes it can be guidance in the correct way, but it shouldn't be ultimate guidance. Like somebody has this opinion, okay, let's do this. Because what if tomorrow somebody has the opposite opinion? Then now you stop doing this, you start doing that, right? You can't do that. You can use it for guidance, but it is not the ultimate truth about you. So this is for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to leave a link below to my website so that you can see who I am and what I'm doing. You can leave a comment under this video so that you can say your opinion on the matter. You can also like and share this video, and you can subscribe for my YouTube channel. Thank you very much and have a great day.